I'm saying a lot because I'm still nervous. Where did he go?
He's behind you.
I did enjoy playing Sam when he didn't have a soul. And the reason is that because as an actor, a lot of times when you're doing a TV show specifically, the character kind of meshes with you and you kind of mesh with the character. And that's because a good actor will kind of learn how his writers write, as a good writer will kind of learn how his actors act, his or hers, obviously. So to play the role of soulless Sam was a complete departure from who Jared is, I like to think. So it was interesting to, after all these years, it was really a tough acting exercise for me, which made it very rewarding because I found out that in my profession and in my career and in my art or my craft, I really enjoy being challenged like that, and so it was a lot of fun for me to get to play. And plus I got to do some cool things, so I did like it. Did you like it?
Yeah.
All right, good. That's a good answer. Thanks, man.
Hang on, the microphone's going a bit funny.
Fine. Fine. You're not really the mic whisperer, are you? Stay. Good girl. Good girl.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah. In 6 years, or 6 seasons of Supernatural, I've never ever been able to pinpoint one favourite episode until the French mistake. So I just wonder which out of all the ones that you've done, 126, was your favourite to film or just in general spotlight?
You know what? To be a copycat, the French mistake. It was, I mean, I got to be married to my wife. We got to make fun of ourselves. I know, that sounds sweet, but like, when else are you ever going to, unless it's a reality show about like how you're messed up, see the housewives. Do y'all have those shows like Housewives and the Beverleys?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the only time that you really kind of play yourself. So to play ourselves, but really make fun of ourselves, like paintings, it was just a fun way to, as actors, I think the worst thing an actor can do is take himself too seriously, or take herself too seriously. And so just the fact that we've been over and over and over again able to laugh at ourselves and make fun of ourselves and feel like we're also talking to y'all guys, because the reason we had the Real Ghostbusters, the reason we had the French Mistake is because we have this family outside of the show. If y'all didn't exist, then those episodes wouldn't exist, because there's no way a network would let a writer write an episode, like be like CSI, like no one wants to see David Caruso's wife like walk around and put some glasses on and take them off. And no one cares. Like the half of the CSI watchers would be like, "What's this crap?" Like, change the channel. And so the fact that we have y'all guys is what makes us able to do episodes like that. And so that was my favorite. And we got to make fun of our writers and our directors, and we got to have a really good time. I also really liked the Western episode. Yeah. So that didn't work out so well. It's like when it's like when you're talking and then everybody gets silent right as you make a bad joke, and you're like looking around. And so I really enjoyed that episode as well. Just to go shoot a Western and talk to Sam Colt after all these years and see the gun and the knife, and it was a really cool experience. For those of you who haven't seen it, go back in time and shut your ears. Sorry. Wait a second. Yes, my son. Or should I say my brother? I guess I should say my brother. Yes, my brother.
So I got a question. How was it to have such a cooler older brother look out for you in high school? Also, maybe you do an impression of him.
Yeah. Well. best thing about having that brother in high school is that he was a hero. Now can we do the janitor closet scene? Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up. Thanks, BK. All right. Well, he must have cut in front of you, fine ladies. Well, the bitch jerk shirts. I will let. Hi guys. Step to the light.
Hello.
Hi.
We all have heard about how you and Misha prank each other a lot on set and everything like this. Now, Misha tweeted a few pictures a while back of some quarters that were put in your trailer. Can you tell us the story for that? You're wondering?
I can. Misha's a very smart person. You wouldn't think it, but he's read a few books. Turns out, surprises us to this day. Anyway, so he was talking a bunch of trash about Scrabble, or there's a phone game called Words with Friends. You all heard of Words with Friends?
Yeah.
Okay, it's basically Scrabble, but it's for free. You get it on your iPhone or Android and stuff like that. And so he was kind of like, and I love the game, and I'm playing it all the time on set because I have friends in Texas and my family, blah, blah, blah. And so he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm playing Scrabble. It's called Words with Friends. And he's like, all right, you want to play? And I was like, sure. And so we played, and I won. And I won by 11 points or something. And so he was so mad that he was like, let's make it interesting. And I was like, let's make it interesting. And he goes, $10 a point to the winner. And I was like, okay, usually games end in like 5, 15, so I was like, man, you're gonna owe me like 150 bucks, I'm like, you're gonna owe me a lot of money, because I'm talking trash, and you're gonna owe me a couple $100. And so we start playing, and we shake on it, and we agree to it, everybody sees. And we start playing, and immediately I get a word that was worth like 160 points. So he's now losing by like 140 points, times $10 a point. And I was like, Misha, look, we can call this a wash, but he's too stubborn. He's like, no, don't talk to me. And so he keeps on going, and I end up getting like another big word, and now he's down by like 180 points. And he's like, how is this guy, didn't go to high school, this gargantuan moose man, like, beating me in Scrabble and spelling. He didn't know that I was an academic myself. So, part of the story is, the game's over and I win by, I think like 205 points. And so, I'm like, Misha, look man, we're buddies, like, you don't have to pay me. If it was like $50, I'd make you pay me, but it's gonna be $2,000. I was like, no, you got a kid, you got a wife. I don't want this money. He was like, no, you get the money, get out of my face. And so he started getting a little persnickety about it. And I was like, all right, if you're gonna be that way about it, then give me my money. And I had this plan all along to give the money to his charity. But he didn't know that, so I didn't tell him. So I just kept on talking trash and going like, give me my money, give me my money, give me my money. And so, so he didn't give my money for a long, long time. I didn't know why, but I was like, Misha, how long does it take to go to a bank? How long does it take to go to ATM? I was like, where's my money? I was like, you're a big movie star, you got your movies, your TV shows, and your fancy cars, and it's like, you got your nice clothes, and anyways, I was like, where's my money? I was just talking trash. And finally, I'm on set, and everybody's kind of acting a little strange, and it's been a month, 2 months. I'm like, why is everybody kind of like looking at me funny? I'm flying, my face. And so finally, it's in between takes, and I go out to my trailer and I open the door, and there is over $2,000 in change. And my dog, my shepherd, Sadie, she won't come to the door because she won't step on the coins. Because when she steps on them, her paw goes. And so she's kind of just like, ark, and she won't come to the door. And I was like, are you kidding me? And I think there were over 100,000 coins. There were like 78,000 pennies. And it turns out the reason he took so long is because he had to drop banks asking for all their change. So, So it was actually, so I had to spend an hour cleaning it up with a shovel. I literally went and got a shovel from the set and was like shoveling it, putting it in buckets. And it was like 200 pounds worth of change. And so I put it into 3 buckets, and when he was on set, I stole his keys and I unlocked his car, and I poured one of the buckets into his car. I poured one of the buckets into his car, and I wrote, "Dear Misha, thanks for paying your debt. Now, if you'd be so kind, please make this donation payable to your rescue. I think it's about $700. And I signed it, and it was all over his car, and so he couldn't clean it. So for the next like 2 weeks, he was driving around sitting on change. He said every time that he'd stop, the change would go. And he'd be like, yep. And then every time he'd go, it would all go back. And then one of the quarters had fallen into his little seatbelt thing, so he couldn't get his... I felt kind of badly about that because he was a kid. But anyways, we ended up getting a shop back and cleaning his car out for him. But then we donated that money to his charity and the rest to a Ride for Cancer charity that our first AD participates in. So it went to a